What is poppin'? 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 What is going on? What is poppin'? 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 What's going on? How you doing? How you looking? How you living? How you feeling out there, baby? It is already week 12. We already have a couple of games under our belts. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. If I didn't see you, happy Thanksgiving to you, Kanai. How was your Thanksgiving, sir?
Well, we got to hang out as all the boys were watching football together, so that was pretty fun. Got to watch your Packers take care of business right away, and then my boys came in, nightcap, took care of their business, so it was awesome, man. Can't ask for anything better.
Yeah, bro. We had a fun slate. My DraftKings almost freaking cashed. Scored 150 points and didn't cash on Thanksgiving slate, bro.
Uh,
But my parlays did not hit. But like you said, my Packers, they did their thing, baby. We back in the playoff hunt, baby. Because the Seahawks lost, thanks to y'all.
mm.
And let's see what the Vikings do this week. But how y'all doing? Let's touch on the pick'ems real quick. If you didn't follow Max Coverage TV on Twitter, you wouldn't know who we picked. Go follow him right now, because this is where we're standing right now. Look at me, 14-3 from last week, Thanksgiving and Black Friday. Can I still did great, 12-5, but I crept up. I'm one game back. I'm taking away Spence and Ace. They're gone. It's a 2-man race right now
Yeah,
for
I
the
got
best pick'ems. Look at this, bro. Hey, Sud fam in the house. This is why you listen to us, baby, because we know what we're talking about sometimes, right? I hope so, right? Knight. I don't want to touch too much on the Thanksgiving games, but we'll touch on the Packers and Lions real quick. I mean, Jordan Love looked phenomenal. Honestly, probably his best game as a pro. This is coming off another great game. We said this last week. The Chargers game was probably his best game as a pro. This game topped it. I mean, the Packers went up big early, and they just did not look back. Shout out to them because they came in that game very injury. Like, everybody was hurt, honestly. The report was like this long of how many people were hurt. Shout out to the Packers, man. What are your thoughts on that game real quick before we touch on the Sunday?
I mean, it kind of confirmed a few things for me. Like, I know LaFleur, he's a good coach. He's a winner. He knows how to win. He's got that as far as getting his guys in the right mindset and getting his team ready to compete. It was impressive. I don't know how many people were expecting that outside of Packer fans. But I mean, yeah, I mean, great job. Huge win, and man, you made French go crazy over there.
I know. Hey, and also your boys did their thing as well. The nightcap, hey, they're rolling again. You had a little skid, a little 3-game skid, but the Niners look like they're back to where they were. Brock Purdy's looking phenomenal. He didn't really have to do too much because it was all CMC, man. He was doing his thing out there. Touch on that game real quick, and then really we don't need to talk about the Cowboys and the Washington Commanders. I mean, the Cowboys just flat out destroyed them. So let's get your thoughts on the Niners game real quick, and then we'll jump to the Sunday slate.
I mean, similar to you guys, it was nice to have an early lead and then also just hold on to that lead and not give it back. So I'm glad that my team was able to do that in a hostile environment. Even though Gino was kind of hurt going in,
Yeah.
so it wasn't like I was super nervous. But I mean, it's football; anything can happen. And so until we got like that 2-score lead, then I was able to chill out a little bit. But yeah, it was another good showing by. I mean, even though Purdy had a pick six, I mean, still a good overall game, to be honest. And Christian, I mean, he does his thing. So
Yeah.
take business, man.
Yeah. Shout out to my boy at Ace Avenue right here. Remember, for 8 months in the house, man. Where you been at, bro? You know what I'm saying? Where you been at? You've been hiding from us. As soon as the Giants went down, Ace went away. It's all good, man. Shout out to Ace in the house. My boy Andre in the building. What's good, Andre? Hey, that parlay is gonna hit today. I got you. I got you. Let's touch on the Sunday, baby. We already here, and we're gonna start off with a divisional game. We have the Steelers on the road to the Bengals, beat up Bengals. And right now, the Steelers are 2.5-point favorites on the road. The over-under is a whopping 35.5, one of the lowest over-unders this week. couple of injury notes. Minka Fitzpatrick is out again. Joe Burrow, of course, is on the IR, and Cam Taylor-Britt is out for the Bengals. My thoughts right now are this game is going to be low scoring, first and foremost. We saw what happened last week with the Browns and the Steelers. You called the Browns winning, of course. I don't know why I trust the Steelers team to win any ball game. I don't know if I do it today. I don't know if I can trust this Steelers team. I know it's going to raise some eyebrows. But Jake Browning is in control of this team now. And I can't get behind it. I'm sorry, Jake. You might be a great guy. Hey, but I'm going to do it again to myself. I'm going to pick the Steelers on the road. But once again, I'm not confident. It would not shock me if the Steelers lose this game. Right now, it looks like the Steelers have some internal stuff going on because you saw Matt Canada get fired this past week. And now supposedly they had a heated moment during the week as well. So what's going on in Pittsburgh? We don't know. I'm taking the Steelers here because I just can't trust Jake Browning. I think they're going to load the box and force them to throw the ball. So I got the Steelers winning this game, and I do think the under will hit this game as well.
All right, let's get it popping right away with some disagreements here.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Let me get that home team rolling, man. I'm going to trust Jake Browning today, even though I don't want to, even though I don't think he's anything special at all. I'm going to say he does enough to get it done because I've watched DTR get a win. I mean, not that Josh Dobbs has been nobody this year, but I've watched him get miracle wins. Let's let Browning get one this week. I'm going to say the home team gets this rolling because, like you said, man, the Steelers are like frustrated with each other. Pickens is a locker room cancer. And I mean, I don't know what a new OC is going to do mid-season. Maybe, I mean, I know for fantasy wise, some guys are hoping that certain players will now start, doing different things and getting more attention. But you got to remember, like I keep telling y'all, like Kenny Pickett is leading this offense. When was like Kenny Pickett does not go consistently. He doesn't throw for 250 yards consistently. He will never do that. Like their running game is never really that insanely special. Like, yeah, Warren can break off a long one. We know that. But outside of that, there's nothing special about that team. Like there's a bunch of mediocrity on it. And I just don't think they have what it takes on offense to beat a division rival at home. I don't buy it. I'm going to give the field goal win to the Bengals here.
Okay, I know, we all know your hatred towards Kenny Pickett. We all know that
he's bad, man.
Yeah,
real bad.
Yeah, you're right. My boy, the Ace. I only show up when my team beats bad teams, just like the Cowboys. Shout out to my guy right there. What's up, Mark Speed? Saying go Pack, go. Let's go, baby. He's a Lions fan, by the way. So you know what I'm saying.
Oh,
that's what the Packers do to people. You know what I'm saying. We turn their favorite team to us.
Hey,
but
Mark, I appreciate y'all letting us get up there in the NFC.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, they're second now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're already disagreeing, which is great for the viewers. That's great for us, and that's great for me because I'm going to get this win on you. I'm going to come back in the standings. I know. A much tougher game here tonight. The Jaguars on the road to the Texans. What was it? Week 3, week 4, when the Texans beat the Jags, we all were like, "Wow, how the Texans are terrible!" Right?
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward to the present. Yeah. Hey, they're a good team, man, and it's a different story now. Right now, the Jaguars are 2-point favorites on the road here. The over/under is 47.5, which is a high-scoring game. They think. Don't trust the overs, by the way, because I did last week, and it burned me pretty much every single time. So take that with a grain of salt. Some key injury news for the Jags. Tyson Campbell, once again, is out. Jimmy Ward's out. Damian Pierce is questionable. I'm not sure if they green-lighted Pierce yet. I'm going to check on it.
He's expected to play.
Okay, so that's good news for the Texans, even though Devin Singletary stepped up pretty. I know, not good news for you, but Devin Singletary has stepped up big for the Texans, so he's been balling. Right now, bro, this looks like a shootout on paper. Zay Jones also is questionable. maybe he'll play. If Zay Jones plays, that's good news for Calvin Ridley, because every time that Zay Jones and Ridley play, Calvin Ridley has gone for over 100 yards each game. When he's not in, you know what happens. He just kind of like falls away, like waste. I don't know what happens to Calvin Ridley when Zay Jones is not in this lineup. So we'll see about that. Right now, the Jags are 2-point favorites on the road. Hey, this is a good game right here. This might be one of the best games on the slate. That's
You
why I
guys,
put it in the poll.
hey viewers, this is called stalling. He has no idea who he wants to pick right now. He has no clue. He's trying to figure it out himself as he's talking to himself right now.
You're right, bro. I don't know who I want. I don't know who I want. I want to say the Jags win it because I don't think the Texans sweep. And I'm gonna go with the Jaguars. Actually, I'm gonna go with the Jaguars winning this game. Very close game. I think it's a 3-point game. I think it's gonna be down to the wire. But I think ETN has a big game today. Foreshadowing for later in the show. I think ETN has a big game, and I think the Jaguars, they get it done. They get the revenge on the Texans here. Give me a 3-point Jaguars win.
Dang it, man! I was really hoping that you would take CJ Stroud because now I kind of want to.
Almost.
No, yeah. If that the exact same thing came across my head when I thought about this game. Oh shit!
There he is. Here. There he is.
What up? Am I not centered? What's going on here?
Yeah, there you good now. What's good, bro?
What's good, man?
Ace is in the house.
I missed you guys. How you guys doing?
Doing phenomenal, bro.
Finish your thought, Knipe. I didn't want to interrupt your thought.
Yeah, you're good. So the Jaguars, I also don't believe that they're going to get swept. Like I would believe that they would get swept if they were if they still had bad coaching or just didn't have a lot of good skill players. But with a team that has fire, like the Jags play with fire. Like I'll give them that. Like they definitely play with heart, and that defense is going to at least they're not going to. I don't feel like they're going to shut out CJ Stroud necessarily, but I don't feel like he's going to have a great day. And we'll see. I mean, like, and yeah, Singletary, that sucks. But I mean, dude, David Pierce, just stay away, bro. Like, we found your replacement. Just stay away.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna give the Jaguars the win. I think that they'll win by 10. And okay. I can see like a 31-21 type of deal. Like, I think the Jags are gonna put up some numbers today.
Okay. What you got, Ace? What you got? What you thinking over there?
All right, considering that I'm out of the pick'ems because Max took me off the list, even though I've sent
you didn't send me your picture.
I know. Thanksgiving. It was hard for Thanksgiving weekend because everything was busy. But yeah, it doesn't matter. It's just y'all two. You know what I'm saying? Which is entertaining. Who am I gonna root for out of you two to win?
Oh wow!
I'm gonna go with Max. Let's go, Max. Let's go with the underdog, Max. But as far as this game, like I said, I think the Texans. I'm all on the CJ Stroud train. You know what I'm saying? Like this kid is nice, man. He's got that chemistry with you know what I'm saying Tank Dell. I want to see CJ Stroud get the MVP. I am not gonna lie to you guys. That would be spectacular because he hasn't been like. You guys talked about it. I've talked about it in sports group chats. But I feel like the mainstream media just got on board last week with CJ Stroud. But he's been killing it. Now, he had a little bit of a bad game last week, which is going to happen. You know what I'm saying? His career high in turnovers in that one game. But I think he's going to have a nice little bounce back game here against Spence's Jags. And we could be seeing this matchup, Trevor Lawrence versus CJ Stroud, for a long time. And as bad as the AFC South has been the last decade, they have a chance to turn this around with a good battle for twice a year. So, but I'm rooting for CJ on this one.
Shout out to my guy, man. Pringle in the house, 15 months. Saying, Duval. What's up, Pringle? My guy. It's going to be a fun game. Like you said, Ace, this is a rivalry that's going to be brewing for a long time. And it's fun football. Honestly, it's fun football. Not for the Jags fans, I get it. But like for, just football fans in general, it's going to be fun to watch for a long time. Hopefully they both, end up to where we think they will be. Trevor Lawrence is already getting bashed in the media. We get it. But he last week, Knipe called it. Knipe was like, I'm going to take Sam Howell over Trevor Lawrence. And watch, Trevor Lawrence is going to score like 3 touchdowns and make me look stupid. He scored 4. So that That's how it is. I'm sorry.
Thanks, Trevor.
Yeah. Just imagine if the Colts can get right with AR next year.
Yeah.
This actually might be a good division after being so bad for, like I said, for so long.
Yeah, and speaking of the Colts, they're hosting the Bucks right here. Bucks coming off that loss last week. Ben, if you're watching, sorry, buddy. I mean, we all thought it was going to happen. He texted me later. He goes, "It was much closer than we all thought." And I was like, "No, they did the Niners cover? Yes, they did. It was a blowout. I mean, come on. Bucks on the road right now. The Colts are 2.5-point favorites. Over under is 44.5. So injury news: Rachaad White. I think they greenlighted him. He's good to go. Same with Carlton Davis. I think Devin White's questionable, and Ryan Kelly, the center for the Colts, is out. Colts are a 500 team right now, even with all the injuries. AR out, Gardner Minshew, leading the helm. They're still a 500 ball club. Not anymore. Give me the Bucks on the road. You know how I feel about this Bucks team. Every time I pick them, they lose.
Pick the Colts if you want to get up on Max in the pick.
Yeah, if you're a betting man or a betting woman, definitely pick the Colts because I'm picking the Buccaneers. Ben, if you're in here, I got you. I got you this week, buddy. I think Baker Mayfield has played a phenomenal season, way better than I thought. Honestly, Baker Mayfield looks like he still can be a starting quarterback in this league. I think they have the weapons on offense to get it done. This could be a high scoring game, but give me the Bucks here. 3-point win. Bucks win. Chase McLaughlin for the win.
Man, I really, really want to pick the Colts now, but this was my upset of the week. I believe that the Buccaneers.
Oh,
yeah, I believe the Buccaneers are going to win this game. This should be a good one, though. This should be, like you said, I think this will be high scoring. The Colts, I think every single game besides one of the Colts home games this year has hit the over. It might even be every one of them. I can't remember. But yeah, the Colts, they run so many damn plays, man. And the Buccaneers at least are competent enough. Like they're definitely not a joke football team. Like they're not an easy win this year, as much as we all thought they would be. And they actually got some battle to them. So I'm gonna give the Buccaneers the win this week. I'm gonna say that they're gonna win by 6 points. I think, or maybe like 5 to 6 points. I think it'll be like a weird score for some reason.
What does White have that he's questionable?
He's good to go. They gave him the green light, but
it was his knee. I don't know what they didn't specify. They just said his knee.
Yeah, he's expected to play. He's good.
Got you. Yeah, I'm also gonna agree. I think the Bucks take this one.
Wow.
Nothing too crazy. I just think like I agree with all you guys' points. It's just this one should be a good one for them. The Colts, 5-5, impressive. You know what I'm saying? Especially all things considered for them. But I definitely think, am I in the Matrix here? Like, am I off the is my thing mad glitchy?
Yeah, it's laggy.
Let me back out and come back in and I'll move to the next one.
All right. This man's in the multiverse over there. Wargasm saying Texans are going to be the Jags. Y'all going to eat y'all's L's, Max. Hey, they could. And look at Wargasm's little picture right there with the Houston Astros hat.
Gross,
oh, come on, Wargasm.
Dude, get out! No,
come on. What's up, my guy? Go Canes in the house. What's good, man? Hey, we're all on the Bucks, huh?
Yeah, surprisingly. I mean, the way I look at it, man, is I don't think the Colts go to 6-5 with that squad. And if the Colts, I'd much rather. So the Bucks know that they can, if they win, they can seriously be in contention for that division. Because I think the Saints and we're going to go over it in a minute, I'm sure. But Saints and Falcons play, and depending on who wins there, that can make that division real interesting,
And speaking of that game right here, Saints on the road to the Falcons. Desmond Ridder is now the starting quarterback once again for the Falcons. Saints are 1.5-point favorites on the road, so it's a toss-up game here. Over/under is 41.5. Lattimore is now on the IR for the Saints. Michael Thomas is now on the IR. Like every year, every year he's going to be hurt. So nothing shocking there. On the Falcons side, not really too many injuries. Mac Hollins is their biggest key injury. He's out for this game. We all know Knipe and Arthur Smith's relationship. If you are a fan of the show, if you've been watching all season long, this man just hates Arthur Smith. I mean, how can you not? This guy looks like a dummy out there. Just
not just
trying.
Me. America hates Arthur Smith.
You might be right. You might be right. And right now, I don't know how to gauge this New Orleans Saints team. I had them winning the division, but right now, man, they just don't look like they're in sync with each other. I mean, Kamara is over here talking crap. Derek Carr, he's going to be able to play this game, but he's a little banged up. The Falcons are one of those teams that I always get wrong, I feel like. But give me the Saints here on the road. And also, guys, there's a lot of close games like the spreads. There's only one double-digit spread. It's a lot of close games this week. But give me the Saints. I just believe in them, even though they have some key injuries. I think the Saints get it done. Derek Carr, I trust him more than I trust Desmond Ridder. So give me the Saints here.
Yeah, it's not a Carr versus Ridder thing to me because that's garbage versus garbage.
Yeah. Damn.
But I mean, I love Carr. He's an awesome dude, but he's just a very, very, very mediocre quarterback. And yeah, I got to pick against Arthur Smith yet again because that boy don't know what he's doing. Give me the Saints on the road because their defense against Desmond Ridder sounds more appealing than anything as far as the matchups go, as far as the talent on the field. I don't care about like I said, the Ridder and Carr thing. It's like which garbage can do you want to pick out of? But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Saints just because I think their defense is better than the Falcons' defense. Because the Falcons' defense, man, they've been gashed by just terrible quarterbacks. And it doesn't make sense because on paper, they should have a decent defense. And they were solid to start the year, and then they just started withering away. I feel like that Tennessee game really got in their heads of giving up 4 touchdowns to Will Levis, and no one else has allowed that guy to score anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to take the Saints defense to show out today, and I think that there'll be a pick 6 in this game by the Saints.
Okay.
This is the worst division of football. It really is. It really is because all 4 teams. Well, the Panthers, you kind of got to give them a little bit of a pass because we knew they were going to be rebuilding. It was going to be a tough year for them. But I'm gonna go with the Saints here as well. Like you said, I just don't trust the Falcons. I'm going against Bijan Robinson in a huge fantasy game. I need him to get stuffed.
Hey, whoa.
I need him to continue to not know what to do with Bijan Robinson, so I expect him to get stuff. He's really not having that great of a year, so I know you know that because you got him in fantasy. But yeah, I'm expecting a good performance by the Saints to be able to give themselves a decent-sized lead in that terrible division. So I'll go with the Saints.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it might be Tyler Algier day today. Who knows? With Arthur Smith, we don't know.
Yeah, you never know.
One week he's like, "Oh, Algier's the best goal line back in the league," and then the next week he's like, "We need to be giving Bijan some more touches." No crap. I mean, come on, Arthur, do better.
He doesn't know what he even said. We're not going to do the QB carousel thing. Really? Because look what you're doing, bud.
Yeah. So Desmond Ridder is going to be the starter for the rest of the year then?
No, he doesn't even know who the starter is next week. That guy doesn't know anything. Dude, Arthur Smith is a joke. He's not a football coach.
Yeah.
He needs to teach math in kindergarten.
Yeah. Go back to FedEx with your family. No, this game, gosh. Sorry, Ace. I know you're on the panel.
Hold on, wait a second. Hold on, wait. I'm taking over here. Hold on. My God, over the last, because even though I haven't been on the show, I said, the show tends to be a little bit too early for me. Max knows I work late. You know what I'm saying? So I still listen to the show because I'm a big supporter of Max, and I think Knipe should have his own channel as well. But you guys have been bashing the shit out of the New York Giants. But let me put this in perspective. If we win this game, which is a very winnable game, which, that's not where I stand. You know what I'm saying? First of all, I will never root for my team to lose. But I understand if, all things considered, it's better for the future for us to lose. If we win this game, as much shit as Max has talked, as much as he's been hyping the Packers, we're only 1 game behind them. So it's like, so how good are the Packers and how bad are the Giants if we're still only one game behind them?
We're 5-6,
and if we win this game, we'll have 4 wins. We'll be 1 game behind, and we got to play you guys. So with the chance to pass you, it would be ironic with as much caca as Max talks all year if we finish with a better record. Not saying that's what I want,
okay?
Because I fully think the Giants need a quarterback. This right here is officially, I'll be calling this game, by the way. It's officially known as Thanksgiving. These 2 teams right here, 2-8, the Patriots versus the 3-8 Giants. We're gonna see who is really gonna tank for one of these higher picks. I believe if the Giants win this game, first of all, we'll be passing Washington, so we're gonna have a terrible pick at that point with our 3rd string quarterback, Tommy Guido DeVito. You know what I'm saying? Wait, I can't get in the screen. Gotta hit him with what Tommy does. But this is a, it's, as a Giants fan this year, it's a tough season because you don't know what to do. The team has been decimated by injuries. It's been shitted on, and you want to see your team win anytime you go out there. You don't actively root for a tank, but it's like you understand if it does happen. But I think the Giants will win only because it's a Giants thing to do to be able to win this type of game, and the Patriots just stink worse than we do. I think it's going to be, our defense has played pretty well. You know what I'm saying, throughout this year. Our offense can't score at times. But DeVito, coming off the Rookie of the Week last week, looked pretty damn good against a crappy Washington team who we own, by the way. But I just think this is a game that the Giants will win. And it's really going to put us in a bad position because I don't think we're going to make the playoffs, but it's going to put us in a bad position to draft next year. But I do think the Giants win this game.
Yeah, so you call it Thanksgiving. I call it the Drake May Bowl. This is who's probably going to be the number 2 pick in the draft right here, right? I think the odds were if the Patriots lose this game, they're like a 45% chance they're going to get number 2 pick. If they win, it's like a 14. Same with the Giants. So like you said, both teams kind of want to lose this game. And I know you don't throw the game on purpose, like no matter what. Like I'm not going to say they're going to tank on purpose, but this is the Drake May Bowl because we all expect Caleb Williams to be drafted number 1 overall. Drake May is probably the next quarterback off the board, and both teams need a quarterback desperately. I mean, Mac Jones, he's not it. Of course, we don't know the future with Daniel Jones. He might miss next season with that injury, even though they expect him to be ready.
I know the future of Daniel Jones.
Oh, yeah. Well, you paid him, so.
No, but with that
contract, you have an out.
We have an out next year. Which you got to think, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to get rid of him because if they believed in him, they wouldn't have put it out. And you got to look at the contract. If they do keep him, it's horrendous, especially that 4th year. Like, this is what I tell people. It is easier if you cut Daniel Jones after next year. It's a $22 million dead cap hit, which can be split over the last 2 years, right? A rookie quarterback in year 2 will probably make about $8 million. You combine the $11 million cap hit with the $8 million that a rookie quarterback is going to get, and it's still less than Daniel Jones's cap hit for 2025. So that's the logical explanation. The Giants have shown that they don't fully believe in Daniel Jones. If that was the case, they would have picked up his 5th-year option, first of all, which would have been a logical thing. Then they would have gave him a guaranteed contract instead of out. So I believe that even if we do win this game, I think the Giants have the capability of trading up to get a high pick. But like you said, Drake, I still not so completely sold if Caleb Williams goes number 1. I'm seeing a lot of things that's saying Marvin Harrison Jr. could go number 1, that one of those teams might stay pat. And because he's the best player in college football right now.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah.
So if you're let me ask you, Max, I know you don't want to see it because you're a Packers fan, but if you're the Bears, why wouldn't you take Marvin Harrison Jr., a bona fide stud, at number 1 that's guaranteed?
I mean, if you really trust Fields, like there's a bunch of like news going out with the Bears, like they want him, they don't want him. So if they trust Justin Fields, then yes, you go get Marvin Harrison, like no doubt about it. But if the new regime, I don't know if Eberflus is going to be there next year. We don't know yet, but I don't think he will. Honestly, I think they need an offensive-minded coach to help Fields. But I think they should trust Fields, and I don't think they should draft Caleb Williams. I mean, Fields has shown you he can play. He just has a lot of like inconsistency with coaching and all that stuff. So I'm with you. I think Marvin Harrison Jr. would be a great pick. I mean, they're going to have like the number 1 and probably in the number 4 or 5 pick anyway. So like, do what you want. Maybe you trade back on the second pick. Who knows? But I think they maybe should draft Marvin Harrison. You give him a bona fide weapon. Also Ohio State guy, right? So you kind of pleasing Justin Fields. So I think that would be the best move for them.
Yeah, because by that thinking, it's like if they decide to trade down for a team that desperately needs a quarterback like the Giants or Patriots, they're going to lose out on Marvin Harrison Jr. because the Cardinals are going to take him.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's Knipe doesn't want that.
No.
Yeah. Kyler and Marvin Harrison. Ooh.
No.
I'm not going to take too much time on this game. I think the Giants win it. I just think they're a better team. Hey, that's bad news for you guys because every time I pick you guys, they lose. So,
but that's good news for people that want to tank, though. So,
yeah, you're right. But I think the Giants
relying blood in here.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm stopping this madness. Y'all need to quit. Really, we're picking dude. I know DeVito did well against the Commanders, but we got a Giants fan in here right now. You cannot look at me with a straight face and tell me you think this man's going to throw for over 202 again against Bill Belichick. Come on, dude. That is not happening today. I will eat my words if I have to, but this is not happening. Tommy DeVito will look like Tommy DeVito again today. I don't care how much confidence little mama gave him last week, but no, he is not winning this football game. The Patriots will win this game. They will probably win by a touchdown. The Giants defense has been playing better, so the Giants defense will keep them in the football game, but it's not going to be Tommy DeVito is not going to come back and beat the Patriots. That will not happen today. There's just no way.
See, but I don't know how much I trust Mac Jones over. It's not that big of a gap between Mac Jones and Tommy DeVito.
You're right. I agree. But the Patriots defense, I mean, even though they don't have a lot of their studs right now, they're still well coached and they stay on point. Like the Commanders defense is an utter joke. I feel like those players gave up on Jack Del Rio because they wanted him to get fired. That's what it felt like, because there's no way that there's that much separation constantly and so many blown coverages constantly against a rookie quarterback who couldn't even throw for freaking 5 yards the first game you win, dude. Like, are you kidding me? Like, what are we talking about right now?
I just can't trust the Patriots offense. This team is just trash, bro. Like,
yeah, but I don't look at the offenses in this game. I just decide which defense I like better.
I got you.
And I think the Patriots defense is better. I mean, just in this spot, like, I'm not saying maybe better overall, but like right now, but I just think this spot Patriots defense is going to do what they got to do to win.
Yeah. Well, we're going to see what's going to happen. Like I said, as a Giants fan, I'm on the fence because like you never actively root for your team.
Yeah, I get that.
You want your team to win anytime, and especially as a content creator, you want to call a good game. But you know damn well that your team losing is better for the franchise. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I will never tell fans how to fan. You know what I'm saying? To each his own. But me personally, it's like I said, it's conflicting, and it's like,
well, I mean, it's kind of nice too because you almost can be happy either way. It's like, if we win, sweet. But if we lose, then hey, sweet.
Yeah, like what Parker said is, you guys think Bill Belichick will get fired at the end of the season?
We both kind of touched on this a couple weeks ago. I think so, man. I don't know if he'll get fired, but he'll probably step down. He'll probably resign.
Parker's comment says, "Where does Bill Belichick will get fired soon?" Dude, there's no shot a legendary coach gets fired mid-season. Just so you know,
he won't get fired during the season.
Yeah, there's zero chance.
At the end of the year, I think he'll resign. I think he'll step down. I think it's best. I know for a fact he will continue to coach because he wants to pass Don Larson, right? And I just think it's time. They just need a new voice, a new leader in that locker room. Both sides do. And I think Bill Belichick, the rumor is he could go to the Chargers and be the new coach there. Now that would be fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Bill's time with the Patriots is pretty much up. And I think he's still going to coach though, but he won't get fired. He'll probably step down or it'll be a mutual departure, I should say. But that's my take on it. What's up, my guy? Dr. Van is in the house. What's up, bro?
So we're gonna see what happens with this Giants game. But yeah, I'm good to pop on here. I'm gonna head out of here because, like I said, I'm stuck in the matrix right now.
All
Like
right,
my
bro.
internet is like mad
Yeah.
glitchy. It was good to pop
You on
on here.
that?
Like I said,
You on that 2G right now, bro? What's
yeah, I
up?
know, man. I think I'm sharing your internet. So, but yeah, I'm gonna
All right.
definitely try to pop on here more, man. Like I said, it's
No, you're
early.
good, bro.
It's early for
You're
your
good.
boy, but I appreciate you guys, man, and see you guys next week.
Yes, sir. All right, man. Sorry, Ace. That 2G Wi-Fi. But let's go down to not this game, man. We have a lot of good games this week, but this game, not so much. We have the Panthers taking on the Titans. Titans are 3.5-point favorites at home. Over under is 36.5. Panthers, they're 1-9. They're terrible. They're without their best corner. JC Horn is going to be out again, and CJ Henderson is going to be out, as well as Hayden Hurst. They're just derailed with injuries. Treylon Burks, he hasn't played all year pretty much. He's out once again for the Titans. Ugly game tonight on paper. Maybe Will Levis will score today. Like, I can't trust him anymore in DraftKings. I'll tell you that much. I'm not playing him. But give me the Titans here. I think D-Hop is in line for a pretty big game without, JC Horn and CJ Henderson there. He should be able to eat. So give me the Titans here, and I think we might see a big game from Derrick Henry as well.
Yeah, man, I hate agreeing with you so much on some. We've disagreed on a couple, but
we just disagreed.
Yeah, no, I feel like we need more. But yeah, let me get the Titans, man. It was fun picking the Panthers for that upset when I got that right. That was really cool. But yeah, they just look like crap, dude. Like, I mean, I can't take them to win a football game on the road. And y'all know how I feel about Mike Vrabel. I think I mentioned him every time I talk about the Titans just because I like him as a coach. Even though their team looks like crap right now, yes, they are in rebuilding mode, but I believe that they will rebuild to something at least competitive and decent. But like we touched on earlier, man, with the Texans and the Jags surging in that division, I don't know if it's going to be enough to compete with them, man. Like those two teams seem like the top dogs in that division now for a while. But yeah, I'll give Tennessee the victory here, and I think Derrick Henry will do his 200-yard and 2 TD type of day. Yeah, man, I think Henry will have a day, man. Because like, why not feed him right now? You know, I mean, they're already out of it, and they know that they were probably going to lose him next year. So, I mean, you could look at it one of two ways. Like, is the coach going to think, oh, I need to get Tajay Spears more involved to see what we got more? But I think he knows what he has in Tajay because, like, they've been practicing all year. They've been playing all year. He's played a bunch of snaps. I don't think they want to get Tajay hurt for next year. So I can see Henry getting more and more snaps. And I think Henry will go crazy in fantasy today. I think he goes for 25+ points.
Yeah, this should be a big game for Henry. We haven't really seen an explosion game from him yet.
The Carolina Panthers run D is also a joke too. Like, this should be easy for him.
Exactly. Yeah, this is his big game right here. Should be. Let's go to the 4 o'clocks. We have the Rams taking on the Cardinals here. Cardinals are a new team, even though they lost last week. But I know Kyler Murray's back, James Conner's back. This team is a new team, even though they're done for they're not going to make the playoffs, of course. But like, it's more of a fun team to watch now with Kyler Murray back playing. So Rams coming off that win last week. Right now they're 2.5-point favorites on the road here, and the over/under is 44.5. Not really too much key injuries, and Quentin Lake, their safety, is out for the Rams. Antonio Hamilton is out for the Rams as well. Kevin Strong is out for the Cardinals. I'm taking the Cardinals here. I just Cooper Kupp was banged up. He's good to go. That's good news for the Rams, but I don't know. Something's telling me the Cardinals are going to pull this off. It's not my upset of the week, but I got the Cardinals winning this game. Holding down home field.
I like that. I like when my division kind of eats its own, because that would just be nice for our division. Even though the Rams don't really threaten me, but hey, the quicker they can get out of my face, the better. But sadly, I'm going to take them to win today because I still even though I agree with everything you said about the Cardinals, it won't shock me if the Cardinals win.
Yeah.
But I still don't think that there's enough on offense there that's meshed together yet to where they're they're going to be putting up enough points just because the Rams have everybody back today. The Rams have Kyron Williams back, and they have Cooper Kupp playing. So, I mean, like having all your offensive weapons and Matthew Stafford another week removed from that thumb injury, I think that he's going to finally have a decent, game. Like he'll probably put up like 250 and 2 today, which is, I mean, that should be what his average, but he's been like well below that this whole year. But yeah, I think the Rams will be able to pull this off. I think Kyler will give it his best shot. I think this will be a field goal type of game. But I think the Rams will come out victorious just because I think that their offensive skill player. Because I think for the Cardinals, they're missing Michael Wilson, and then Marquise Brown is like banged up. But is he supposed to play though, right?
I think Marquise is good to go.
Yeah,
I know he was questionable.
Marquise Brown has a weird injury though. It's like they listed it as a heel, and I don't know, just like cutting and
he's expected to play. Marquise Brown's good,
but his injury, I'm saying like it's a heel. So I mean, I could very well see him getting re-injured again in this game. And then outside of that, I mean, besides Trey McBride and James Conner, like what are you threatening me with? And so I just don't think Kyler will have the offensive weapons he needs today to fully beat the Rams. That's just how I see it.
Yeah, that's a good note by you. Kyron Williams is back for the Rams. That's big. That's a big piece for them. And honestly, the Rams, they need to win this game. If they have any shot at all in making the playoffs, they need to win this game, And
that's why I'm picking them too, is because like I just don't see them falling out of the race yet. I still think they got some fight in them left.
Yeah. Because right now the 7th seed in the NFC is close. The Seahawks, Vikings, Packers, and if the Rams win, it'd be the Rams as well. What's up, my guy Jonathan in the house? What's up, bro? Good morning to you too, bro. Let's go down to the Browns and the Broncos. They flexed this game to 4:00. It was originally at 1. I like it because we got four o'clocks now, so that's good news for us, Red Zone viewers. Browns are on the road here, taking on the surging Broncos team, winning 4 in a row now. They started 1-5, and look at this team now. I know Dr. Van. Yeah, Dr. Van's in the house. He's a Bronco fan.
Let's go.
a lot of Broncos fans said this team is trash. The team is cooked. Hey, look at them now. They're 500. They're winning, and right now the Broncos are favorites. This is a toss-up game, 1.5 points. Over under 36.5. You can't sleep on this Browns defense, the best defense in the league. I mean, this is why the Browns are 7-3. No Deshaun Watson, no Nick Chubb all year. Somehow, some way, the Browns still win. It's crazy. Shout out to them, bro. Denzel Ward is out for the Browns. Their safety, Juan Thornhill, is questionable. On the other side, Kareem Jackson suspended from that hit last week. I don't know if he should have been suspended, honestly, but that's just me. Broncos, do they do 5 in a row? Give me the Broncos winning this game. I keep betting against the Browns. I know last week I picked the Steelers to beat them, but I just think the Broncos are a much better team offensively than the Steelers are. Even though the Browns have a great defense, Myles Garrett probably defensive player of the year, honestly. Broncos, I just trust them. I think Russell Wilson, Sean Payton and company are starting to, get it going. They're rolling now. And dude, Courtland Sutton, if you want an anytime touchdown, he should be in your parlay because this guy scores every single week, it seems like. Give me the Broncos here. Close game, hard fought game, but I got the Broncos holding down home field.
Man, I feel like which team is going to kick more field goals?
Right.
Because this dude, I'm trying to envision touchdowns, and I just do not see how there's going to be even more than, like, if there's more than 3 touchdowns, I will be so shocked. Like, I would smash the under on this game, even though it's only 36.5. Like, I just, like, who's going to score the points and when? Like, I don't see it. I mean, maybe Ford breaks off one, maybe Javonte can do something, but I'm going to take the Browns, man. I think that some good things have to come to an end. I'm sorry, Dr. Van. But, I mean, y'all won 4 in a row, which is awesome, but this is when you guys are facing a playoff team now. And not say you guys have beat very good teams over your 4-game win streak, but this is the best defense in the league. And y'all know how I feel about a good defense against a mediocre or like at least not that fantastic offense. And I mean, I think Cleveland's defense can pull it off and keep them in the game long enough to where the Browns figure out some way somehow to kick an extra field goal than the Broncos. Because, man, I see like a 15-12 finish here, and it wouldn't shock me if there was 5 field goals versus 4 field goals. So,
Dr. Van asked you, even with a rookie quarterback?
what you talking about
DTR.
DTR?
He's talking about DTR, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that I love DTR, but I mean, dude, like the Browns defense is just so damn good that I just do I trust Russell Wilson because I know he's doing great. I know he's been playing a lot better this year. But just who's gonna be like I don't see Cortland Sutton going ham today. Judy has kind of been quiet all year.
Yeah.
Javonte's awesome, but he's also going against like one of the toughest run defenses in the league. So I don't foresee him having a big day. You know what I mean? So like, if I think Javonte's not going to rush for over 75 yards, if I think Sutton's not going to get over 55 yards receiving, then how are you going to win the game? And I think it's all field goals. And I think the Browns can get better field position based on their defense. Like, I think that's who, like the field position is going to be huge in this game, like wherever they're punting from. Yeah. Garrett is a monster. Yeah. And I think he can cause some havoc today. So,
yeah. No, I mean, this is definitely a toss-up game.
Yeah.
Like Dr. Vance said, it's going to be a cold game. We might see some snow in this game, so that's going to be fun.
Yeah, but see, and
that might even help your whole outlook on it. Field goals for days because it's snowing out there. Even though both teams, they're used to the snow, but yeah, it's going to be a fun defensive battle game. The Broncos defense has played way better in this little 4-game stretch that they're on. Good for the Broncos, man. Shout out to them. I had a feeling, like I said before the season started, I think Sean Payton was going to turn this team around. It took a little, later than normal, but he's got it going now, man. And the Broncos they're a better team than we all thought they were earlier in this year. Speaking of this division, the Broncos, we have the Chiefs and the Raiders up next. The Chiefs are on the road here. This is the biggest spread right here, Knipe. 10-point spread for the Chiefs. Damn. You got a little ghost in there? What the hell?
What's up, dude?
Ooh, maybe they're Chiefs fans. I don't know. The Raiders coming off that loss, they're not smoking cigars anymore. No, I mean, what did I say last week? Beat a good team in the Dolphins. They couldn't do it. You beat up on the New York teams. Yeah, the Jets and the Giants, that's all good and dandy, right? Then the Dolphins come into town and you lose. And now here comes the Chiefs. The Raiders are going to be without Max Crosby. Robert Spillane is questionable. That he's a good player as well. Colton Miller, their left tackle, is questionable as well. On the Chiefs side, Mecole Hardman is their biggest key injury. He's trash. Not really much to touch on there, but give me the Chiefs here. I called, the Eagles beating the Chiefs last week. You know what I'm saying? I think they're going to bounce back here. They usually play the Raiders really well. They usually beat down the Raiders. I think they're going to beat down the Raiders once again here. I think the Chiefs win big. I think they cover that 10-point spread. I think they win by like 2 touchdowns here. Give me the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes mad. And without Max Crosby there, they're not going to really, get back in that backfield trying to disrupt anything. Give me the Chiefs by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, man. There's some players that, like, I feel like when we've gone through the pick'ems that I'll be like, know this guy, then no Knife. Well, hey, once again, no Max Crosby. No,
Yep.
Dude, you cannot convince me enough that player doesn't mean everything to that defense. And it would have been at least an entertaining game with Max Crosby on the field. But no, Patrick, after a loss, is going to dog walk the Raiders. The whole, it's been fun with the new coach on the Raiders. But this is where reality hits you, bud, because Patrick is pissed off. All those receivers are, they're all in the doghouse, so they got to step up. Travis Kelce's probably going to win everybody a game today in fantasy because, my Lord, there's no reason he shouldn't get over 20 today.
Yeah.
I see 2 touchdowns, maybe even 3 for Travis. You know what I mean? Like, this is going to be a bloodbath. I feel like I could see the Cowboy game happening here, to the Raiders where it's 45-10. And so, yeah, let me get the Chiefs by however much you want, 3 touchdowns, I'll say.
Yeah. I mean, if you're the Chiefs receivers, help your guys out. Help Patrick Mahomes catch the damn ball. Tony is out. I forgot to put him on with key injuries. Tony's out and Hardman's out, so we could see a lot of Justin Watson, a lot of Kelsey, like you said. Good call on that. I think Kelsey is in line for a huge game with all the injuries for the receivers. I'm with you, man. I mean, Mahomes, he's going to be pissed off walking in this game, and like these two teams, they got beef, bro. They got beef. So I feel like out of the division, the Chiefs and the Raiders are like the two rivals, out of that division right there. Let's go down to probably the best game on the slate. The Bills taking on the Eagles here. Mahomes Josh Allen balled out last week against the Jets. Good win by them because they actually beat the crap out of them. I know it's the Jets, but they lost week 1 to the Jets. So 32-6 victory last week for the Bills. They're on the road here. The Eagles are 3-point favorites at home. Over under is 48.5. Some injuries on the Bills defensive side. Dane Jackson, their corner, is out. Taylor Rapp, their safety, is out. He, scary injury last week. Prayers up to him. Hopefully he's good. Dallas Goedert on the Eagles side is out for this game as well. Mahomes, you saw the sound bit. He's like, I feel like I'm fucking back. I feel like I'm back, baby. And you know what, Josh Allen? I feel like you're back too, baby, because this is my upset of the week. Upset of the week. Upset of the week. Upset of the week. Give me the Bills here, baby. I feel like, the Eagles, they're rolling. They're 9-1. Coach Sirianni, look at me in my eyes when stop acting like a bitch over there. When you walk into the tunnel, oh, what's up, Chiefs fans? What are you gonna say now, huh? Say it out there in their face. Talk to them face to face. Don't walk into the tunnel, then talk some crap. Come on, Sirianni. Don't act like a bitch. I think Josh Allen's gonna ball out today, man. I know he's on my fantasy team. Knipe's like, yeah, he's just saying this because he's on his fantasy. No, Josh Allen, he's gonna be balling. He's gonna put them on their back today. You know how the secondary is for the Eagles team. They're a little suspect. And honestly, if the Chiefs knew how to catch a ball last week, they would have beat them. They would have beat this team, right? Josh Allen, the Bills, Stephon Diggs, they're going to ball out today. Give me the Bills. Upset of the week, baby.
Damn it. I was hoping that you would take the Eagles, man, because I also believe that them Buffalo Bills. Man, dude, if they're MVS catch away from the Eagles looking more and more like a not juggernaut, but the fact that they beat KC because of that, man, that just hurts, man, because that would have guaranteed that next week it would have been for the NFC lead for us versus the Eagles. But I need the Bills to take care of business today, and that's why I'm rooting for them. Come on, but the Bills can do this. I'm not just only picking them because I'm a Niners fan, but the Bills can beat the Eagles.
Yeah,
like you said, the secondary of the Eagles has been torched this year. The Commanders put up big numbers on them. And you tell me Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs can't do that also? No, I think that if any team is gonna will themselves a win, the Bills have their back up against the wall, and they know that they need to win a lot over these next few weeks in order to make the playoffs. They have a tough schedule. The Eagles also have a tough schedule, and the Eagles passed the first test, but I don't think that they're going to win today. I think that they will look a little more human today, even though I think this will be an awesome game. This should be high scoring. This should be a fun game. I know we expected that from the Chiefs game, but the Chiefs had a much better defense, and double upset. No, I already did my upset. But yeah, so let me get the Bills. I think that they're gonna take care of business today by, let's say, man, give them a 4-point win. I think it'll be something like that.
My boy Ace gifting out a membership, and Robert becoming a member. Shout out to my guys, man. Appreciate you, Ace. Right in time for the giveaway. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, I'm with you, man. This is one of the best games on the slate, if not the best. I think, Ken Dorsey got canned for the Bills. If they can do what they did against the Jets, this team can start going on a run here, late in the season. Let's touch on the Sunday night football game. Pretty fun one, even though the Chargers suck. Ravens are 8-3, looking like a powerhouse in the AFC. Oh, sorry. They are favorites by 3.5 on the road. The over-under is 48.5. Should be a fun Sunday night football game. This team, Chargers, shout out to my guy, the Snakes. What was it? my boy in the house, Jake, the Snake Sports Talk Show. He's a Chargers fan. So shout out to my guy, man. But he's saying, can this finally be the week Brandon Staley gets fired? Please free Justin Herbert from this garbage coaching. He's had it. We've been saying he should be fired a long time ago. But I think if they do lose this game, he could be fired. I mean, you're 4-7 with all this talent. Come on, right? Ravens, if you've been watching the show, I said they're going to the Super Bowl. I said it's going to be Eagles, Ravens, the battle of the Hawks. Call. Give me the Ravens here. Odell Beckham's questionable. He's good to go. So is Zay Flowers. He's good to go. Marlon Humphrey is questionable. Don't know if he's good to go yet. But Joey Bosa on the Chargers side just got placed on the IR. He had that foot sprain against the Packers. We took him out. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. I'm kidding, Joey. Don't curse me out if you see this. But give me the Ravens here. I think they cover that 3.5. I think they win by at least a touchdown. The Ravens are just, we're talking about defense. They have one of the best defenses in the league with the Browns. This defense is for real. And Lamar Jackson, even though no Mark Andrews, he still has enough weapons to get it done. Maybe throw to Zay Flowers a little more. You know what I'm saying? Just my thought. But even though he should have scored a fucking touchdown last week. Shame on you, refs. Shame on you. Give me the Ravens covering this. They win by a touchdown.
Oh, man, that was brutal because that was like a 12-point play, dude.
Bro, I was so fucking mad.
And yeah, like that hold, that was so non-existent. Like that was so ticky-tack. It was ridiculous. Like the refs, it was like they wanted to just ruin the big moment for the kid. I was like, come on.
It makes you even more mad when the announcers say like, "Oh, that's not a hold. What the hell? Like, I don't see nothing there." That's when you get really ticked off. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, like, what game were you watching? Like, I don't know. Yeah, it's silly, stupid. I don't know, man. So I hate Staley. Dude, he's terrible. He's bad for that whole fan base. I'm sorry for you guys. Like, y'all need to have more as your interim head coach immediately. But I think it's just because your owners are so damn cheap that they just refuse to like let the contract walk away.
Yeah.
And which is really upsetting. But man, if the Chargers lose this, they're pretty much done. And so, like, do the players, like, screw the coach? Do the players have the dog and the fight in them to get through this and get the victory? I'm going to say that they do. And I'm going to say that the Chargers can pull this out because they're going to win in spite of Staley, I feel like. And the only reason I'm going to pick them this week is because, dude, Ravens losing Mark Andrews, that's like the Chiefs losing Kelsey. And how many times would you pick the Chiefs if they lost Kelsey?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's really hard to envision offensive, like, just like cohesion and like just fluidity and to them moving the chains left and right. Like, I know Lamar Jackson's awesome. I know he can run all over the place, but these receivers are banged up, dude. Like, this is not a good spot. Like, this, if the Chargers were to win, they needed Andrews out. They needed their receivers to be banged up. And I think the Chargers can do it because the players are mad, because the players want it more than the other team. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
But also home, and that always plays a big factor in my thought process.
The Chargers aren't like, they don't have no fans though. So
yeah, but it's still your home field, and it's still it's better than being away. Because if they were in Baltimore, no way I'm picking the Chargers to win this game. But they're at SoFi, and Herbert is definitely good enough to carry a team. Like, I feel so bad for the guy because like the commenter said, like, how soon can we get Staley out of here so Herbert can get someone decent? Like, I feel so bad for that kid because he's way better than what he's got in the NFL. And Staley needs to go like yesterday. But let me get the Chargers to get a field goal win here.
Yeah, you have a lot of upsets. Maybe you should throw a parlay in with all these upsets, bro. You throw $2, then you win like $200.
The over-unders are so damn close throughout. I mean,
I know.
There's a lot of good close games today, man.
Yeah. Nico asked a question. Yo, Max, opinion on Dak being top 10. I think he's the top 10 quarterback in the league. We were talking about this on Thanksgiving. Dak's top 10. He might be 10, but he's top 10. He's in there. That's my opinion.
If we're going off of this year, then yeah.
Absolutely. That's my opinion. He's been balling. Even though they had a cakewalks of a schedule. Let's touch on the Monday night real quick before we get in DraftKings. Shout out to everybody in the house, man. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Y'all are the best. We have 15 in the building right now. Appreciate y'all. Bears and the Vikings, Monday Night Football. Ill, ugly, disgusting. Really? Come on, NFL. Vikings are 3-point favorites at home. 43.5 is the over-under. They were close to beating the Broncos. They didn't get it, right? Deontay Foreman I think he's going to miss this game, but they have Khalil Herbert back. TJ Hawkinson is questionable. Justin Jefferson, who knows if he's going to play? I don't think that he will. They have a bye week next week, so it would make sense for them to sit him, get the bye, and then he'll be back. Hopefully, God. Is he going to play? I know he doesn't care about fantasy, guys. You're on my fantasy team. Can you suit up? Come on now. Week 14. We need you, right? I don't know what's telling me. I don't know why, I don't know why I'm going to do this. I got the Bears winning this game on the road. I have Justin Fields walking in there. Maybe Josh Dobbs, his little sensational, star has been sizzled out. I think the Justin Fields, Khalil Herbert, DJ Moore and company have enough firepower to get it done. Give me the Bears upsetting the Vikings on Monday Night Football.
I like that call, man. I don't know where I want to go yet because this is the game I kept looking at. Like, I have no idea who to pick here. Just because I do think it'll be a well-fought game. But again, I'm gonna go home field when I don't know.
Yeah.
Let me go with the Minnesota Vikings. And I mean, coming off a loss, that's going to fuel them a little bit. And Dobbs, another week in the system. Fields could do it. I still think so. Like last week, I called him rushing over 100 yards, and he ended up pulling it off. Even though I said it wouldn't be enough, and that was also true. But this week, I think he'll be held in check a little bit more because the Vikings' run defense, and especially a primetime game, I don't think they're going to allow a bunch of rushing. They'll allow some. I think he gets anywhere from 50 to 65 yards or so. But I don't know if he'll get enough against that defense to get it done. So I'm going to take the Vikings defense to hold up against the Bears. Even though I do like your take that, they could upset, but I think the Vikings can actually hold on here and get a field goal victory, even without Jefferson. And just because their defense has been playing a lot better than I think a lot of us expected.
Yeah. I'm also saying this because, it'll help out the Packers. The Bears, help us out. I know we don't like you, but you don't like the Vikings either, right? Do something. Beat this team so the Packers have a fucking chance to get that 7th place wild card spot, baby. All right. We're going to the money-making part of this show. You know what I'm saying? DraftKings, your fantasy plays of the day, baby. And if you have watched this show all season, I have a rule, right? You go mid-tier for your quarterback. You get that salary saver. Not this week. Give me Josh Allen, baby. 8.1K. I know you're paying up. I get it. But we just touched on the game. I think this game is going to be a shootout. I think the Bills and the Eagles are in line for a huge fantasy implication day. I think Josh Allen is going to be the center of this game, man. I feel like a huge 33-point game coming for Josh Allen, bro. You know what I'm saying? I think this is going to be a big game for him. Maybe get a touchdown on the ground. Give me Josh Allen. I know you're paying up 8.1, but he's in a prime spot right there, man, at right there against this Eagles team. What do you think?
I love it, dude. I think
nice.
I think getting pieces of the Eagles and Bills game is very smart. And I mean, you want Bills pass catchers, or you can take an Eagles running back if you wanted to. But I think the quarterbacks are the smartest plays this week. If you want to go Hurts or Allen, I don't think that's. I mean, obviously they're two of the best quarterbacks in the league, so it's hard to make a case against them. But I mean, I just feel like the game environment is going to be awesome for a lot of points. And I feel like both of them are going to get a rushing touchdown today because the tush push, and even if he doesn't get a tush push, he can still run it in. I think Allen's going to go ham today as well. So I love that pick. I stuck with your rule.
Yep.
And I went mad cheap to a guy who I also believe can rush the ball into the end zone, is Gardner Minshew. And the only reason I went with Gardner Minshew is because he was not only $5,100, and I wanted to build my team a little differently today. But I mean, the Bucs secondary is absolutely dog. They're freaking terrible. They can be thrown on all day. So He got Josh Downs. He's got Michael Pittman. And I like Shane Steichen. I like what he does. At least with his offense over there, like they look competent and they don't look like they're really stagnant, which is awesome. So I'm gonna take Minshew to give me, because like against Cleveland, he put up like 28 points. Like I'm just gonna hope for that miracle today and hope that I get a cheap awesome option here.
34 points against Cleveland, bro. He went off.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this guy. He looks like a psycho. Look at him. He looks like he's just ready to ball out for somebody's DraftKings. Look at this guy, man. I mean, look. How can you not play somebody like this? Gardner Minshew is laser focused, man. Yeah, I like that. I mean, he's very cheap.
Yeah.
Another reason why I went kind of up, because I mean, you could go with Trevor Lawrence or CJ Stroud in that game environment as well, because I feel like that's gonna be another shootout. I didn't really like the mid tier this week. There's just a lot of tough decisions. I mean, Minshew out of this area is by far the best option. I mean, Will Levis, I can't trust him anymore. Wilson against the Browns, can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I went up.
I like Minshew too, because Tampa Bay's defense, like, first of all, the Colts run a crap ton of plays, like I always mentioned, and you want pieces of a team like that. But the Bucks, like, their run defense is for real. Like, their run defense is very solid. So JT's not going to have a huge day, which means they're going to have to lean on Gardner Minshew, in my opinion.
Yeah. What up, Kyle? What's good, bro? Let's go to the running backs. I went up a little bit, bro. I went Saquon Barkley. And honestly, you get him on a cheap discount, 7.3. That's kind of cheap for Saquon, bro. We saw at one point he has 8.1K, right? So almost $1,000 cheaper. And what he did last week was crazy, 30 points against the trash Commanders defense. But I know what you said about the Patriots defense. I get it. But I'm still on that boat. If the Giants have any shot to win this game, you have to feed Saquon Barkley. Like, that's just how it is. They did last week, even though it was through the air more. I mean, he had 83 yards too, but you got to feed Saquon if you want to win this game. I like that discount on him, 7.3. Can't really beat that. And then I went down a little bit, and we touched on him already. Jerome Ford, hey, when in doubt, play Ford. I mean, that's been my rule. He's going to at least score you 10 points. I mean, against a Broncos defense, I think he can get it done on the ground, especially in the goal line situation, the red zone. I feel like Jerome Ford could eat, and he's still kind of cheap at 5.6K. So I went there, save you some salary. And then for my flex, I played a running back as well. And I went up again, and I got ETN at 7.1K against the Texans defense. This guy should be the focal point on the offense today. And that's my opinion. I think if you feed ETN, it takes pressure off Trevor Lawrence, and I wanted to get some piece to that pie for that game environment with the Texans and Jaguars. So give me ETN at 7.1K. He was my best option with the salary I had left for my flex. So that's why I went there.
I like that. I remember my flex, but remind me of who my two running backs were.
You got, let me bring it up real quick. You had James Conner.
Oh yeah, I took Conner just because of the workload. I mean, I feel like
he's cheap too.
Yeah, well, I feel like that game will have at least a couple touchdowns for sure. I feel like that could be like both teams score in the 20s. So if I think both teams are going to get over 3 touchdowns, I'm going to say James Conner has at least one of those for the Cardinals. And he's a workhorse. He's more than capable of pulling off a big day. And he wasn't super expensive, so I'll take a workhorse for the relatively cheap.
He's in line for a big game too. Since he got hurt, he's only had one really good game. So
yeah, he's usually Mr. Dependable. Like, he usually delivers.
Yeah, he's due for one. And then you had Pacheco.
Yeah, so Isaiah Pacheco I took because Jerick McKinnon's out. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is a joke of a football player who, dude, I don't know if you watched Clyde Edwards-Helaire like run last week against the Eagles. Dude, does it look like he looks like fat now? Dude?
Yeah, no, he looked like he looked like the Eddie Lacy.
Yeah, like he looks like he's totally given up on himself. Like, I feel like he's getting depressed, man. I feel bad for guys like that. It's like, dude, from a first round talent to just a nobody, because Isaiah Pacheco's isn't he a 7th rounder?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, and like, I mean, I kind of feel bad for the guy, but like, dude, get yourself together,
Don't
bro.
feel bad. He's making a lot of money.
But yeah, Isaiah Pacheco, I think will be a good play just because if I expect the Chiefs to dog walk the Raiders, then let me get a team who's supposed to be on top the whole game because that obviously that's a better running environment for Isaiah Pacheco, and Pacheco's been playing well this year, so let me get him. And then I went Derrick Henry in the flex because like I told you in the game previews, this man's going to get 202 today. Like this should be like that should not be a hot take. This should be a Texans style of Derrick Henry that we get. This man should eat. This man should do everything at will today. If Vrabel wants to win the game, and I'm sure he does, then hand the ball off, dude. Like 25 carries today minimum.
It could be the game script could be in his favor too because I mean look at the last couple weeks. They were down big against the Bucks, so he only got 11. They were down big against the Jags. He only got 10. You know what I'm saying? So he should, like you said, he should see at least 25 to 30 carries in this game.
At no point today should the Titans be losing the football game. Yeah. I mean, maybe by a field goal, by happenstance on the first drive. Like, let's say Thielen gets lucky and gets like a 30-yard reception and they get in field goal range. Like, that's the only time the Titans should be losing. After that, it should just be Henry and Levis doing what they want.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you on there. Receivers, we were actually lockstep almost on the receivers, which is crazy.
Really?
We both went Calvin Ridley.
Okay.
I like that call, 6K. We touched on it, Zay Jones. If he's in, it takes a lot of pressure off this man. Look at him, man. He looked like he just bought some Dutches from the grocery store or from the gas station. Like you saw the video of him buying Dutch Masters or backwoods, whatever. Hey, he looks like he just smoked one right there. But I like Calvin Ridley here at 6K flat. Hopefully he does this 31 or 34 points. I don't think he will, but if he gives us at least 20, that's what we want. And I think he's in line for a huge day. Game environment. I got 2 Jaguars in my lineup, so let's see how that goes. And then I went down with you, bro. I went with Shaheed, same as you.
Hey, that's my DFS boy. That's my DFS boy.
Hey, man, no Michael Thomas. He should see more looks. Give me at least 10 or 11 targets today, I feel like, for Shaheed. And you know what he can do, man. He's that go route, just sling it up there, Carr. He'll be down there somewhere, right? And he's still cheap, 4,300. I know he's a boomer bust kind of guy, but I just like the matchup here against the Falcons. And he could burn me, but if he does, he's only 4.3K. So give me that boom today for Shaheed. And then for my other receiver, I had to pair somebody with Josh Allen. I couldn't afford Stephon Diggs, so I went down to Gabe Davis. 5.3K. I know last week was a straight up donut. He didn't get targeted once. Like, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen again. I think Gabe Davis is in line. Maybe he scores a random touchdown today, but 5.3K. I just took a shot at him. Yeah. He will be low owned because everyone's going to be scared about this. No one's going to want to play him. So yeah. So I went with Gabe Davis as my third receiver.
I like that a lot, dude, because Gabe could be like Gabe is a great DFS play. Like especially if you make multiple lineups, like put Gabe in one of them, guys. Like I mean, Gabe is more than capable of getting a 3 touchdown day. Like we've seen it, he's done it. I mean, he can have a really good boom day. And I think that Gabe Davis is a good quality pick because of the game environment of the Eagles and the secondary being terrible and like the deep ball being what they give up a lot, Yeah, so we were in lockstep on Ridley and Shaheed. I'll go over those guys just for a couple seconds, but Ridley. I've always loved Calvin Ridley. I think Ridley is just an awesome football player, and I like getting excuses to root for guys that I like, just in real life in the NFL. And so give me Calvin, who has Zay Jones back, which I know the correlation is not like there's plenty of plays where Zay Jones is on the sideline and Calvin Ridley still did well. But it's just weird how it's correlates so perfectly with Zay Jones being back. It's so funny to me. But yeah, so let me get Calvin. Let me get the alpha and a team, where like if the Texans do start winning, which is very possible, then Calvin Ridley will be able to eat. But I don't think that either team is going to get in a point in this game where they can just run the ball out, run out the clock. I feel like this is going to be a play football till the whistle at the last second.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take that game environment. And then Shaheed, everybody knows I love that dude for DFS. He's a great boomer bust candidate. And it is noteworthy though that so Rashid Shaheed's role did not change. So your whole 10 or 11 targets for him. I don't believe that's remotely true because he's never had that the whole year. His role didn't change when Michael Thomas went out last week. A.T. Perry stepped into Michael Thomas's role, and Shaheed kept his same role, which is fine. Shaheed has a great role because he's the deep threat, and he gets about usually 3 to 5 targets or so roughly, and he can definitely work with that. I think today the Falcons defense is terrible. And they may need a big play at some point, and it may not come until the last quarter. But I think Shaheed will hit pay dirt today, and I think we will get a 40, 50-yard touchdown from him because Carr throws a decent deep ball, and that's why I like Shaheed so much because Carr will give his receiver a chance, and I love just the mic'd up stuff of hey Shaheed just run dude just freaking run and I'll throw you the ball. And then my last guy I went with Michael Pittman. I had Gardner Minshew, so I wanted to stack him with somebody, and why not pick the alpha on the team? This is PPR, so Pittman, this is a guy who 10 or 11 targets is possible for, and maybe even more if they're feeling super juicy. But let me get Pittman on a game where the Colts run game should not be very special, and their passing game should be the primary focal point.
Look at this game log, man. He's scoring points, double digits in every single week. It seems like. Yeah,
he's a PPR machine, dude.
Yeah,
he gets targeted a whole crap ton,
and he's going to be low owned. 6.8K for Pittman. People are going to be scared to play him, and that's what you want in tournaments. You want leverage in the field. So I like that. Tight end wise, I kind of went down. I didn't really like the tight ends today, like the price range, because I always try to go cheap. If you want, you could go Kincaid. You could go McBride. They're both in line for a good matchup. I went down, though. I went with Kate Otten. It's not sexy. It's kind of scary, honestly. But, but 3.2K is kind of like the range I could afford. So, maybe he gives me that Ivani week, right, where he randomly was in Ivani's lineup and he balled out for 24 points. So I'm hoping that happens. The Colts just cut Shaq Leonard. So they're, the middle is pretty weak for them. So maybe he gets like a red zone target here and there. But give me Kate Otten here at 3.2.
I actually think that's a great tight end pick, dude. And for being a cheaper option, I think he's been actually trending up in that offense. Yeah. And I feel like Baker's been trusting him more and more. And the good news is that's a great play for I love tight ends that are featured in the red zone. Like Kate Otten at least gets looked at a lot recently in the red zone. He gets a lot of targets down there. So I think that's a great pick. I went with your boy, Mr. Dalton Kincaid. Dude, look at his target totals, man. Like this is awesome. This is everything you want to see from a young stud. Yep. If I think that we've been talking about it the whole episode, the Bills and Eagles game should deliver, man. This should not be this should be over 25 points a piece, without a doubt. And if it's not, I'm going to be very upset. The Bills defense isn't that great. The Eagles secondary is beatable. This is how this game should go. And I think Dalton gets in the end zone. And even if he doesn't, he can give me 10 receptions for 89 yards. I'll be stoked. You know what I mean? Especially in PPR, the PPR, him and McBride are just such cheat codes right now for being rookies. Those dudes are awesome. And it's cool to see both those rookies go off. Or actually, no, McBride's not a rookie. What am I saying?
Yeah, he's a second year.
But either way, Kincaid, he's just cool. Yeah, good player to watch.
Yeah, they're both in line for I think a big game here.
Yeah.
Defensively, I saw you went Browns. I went with touch on the Browns real quick. I know they're the most expensive, but
I went to the tippy top because after my build, I really liked my build and I could actually afford any defense that I wanted to. I think I still had $200 or something left over. But so when I can afford any defense, I'm going to pick the best defense in the league. Sorry, Dr. Van, if you're still watching, man. I apologize in advance if they actually do to you guys what I think they will. But I really just believe that this will be a stupidly low scoring field goal fest. There's nothing to suggest that this should be a touchdown, high scoring game.
Yeah.
And the only player that I think is worth playing is the guy that you played in this, as far as offensive skill positions. Jerome Ford is the only guy in fantasy that I would want to play across everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the entire game, I would only want Jerome Ford because the Broncos don't really defend the run that well. And this should be a very run-heavy football game from kind of both sides, to be honest with you, because the Broncos are going to need to run to give Russell a break from Myles Garrett. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just have your quarterback getting destroyed left and right. So that's what I believe is going to happen in the game. We'll see how, watch it. It's going to be like 7-8 touchdowns now in the game. But,
right. They're going to fucking 33 to 30 or something like that.
Yeah, Russell's just going to go back to Seahawk form and just MVP is way up there. Just kidding. He's never got one of those. But let me get the Browns defense for the most expensive there.
Dr. Van's still in the house. He's laughing over there.
Appreciate you, Van.
Hey, man. How about them Rockets, bro? Yeah, how about them Rockets? Yeah, he's a Nuggets fan as well. I went down to the Chiefs against the Raiders here.
Okay.
I just think their Chiefs. I know it's 3.1K. I just feel like out of that range there, I think the Chiefs have the better matchup. Their defense looks great this year. They should have won that game against the Eagles. Like I said, I mean, the defense did all they could.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have a great matchup here against the Raiders. AOC, I don't think he has no chance in hell. I think the Chiefs are in line for like a pick 6 today. So give me the Chiefs at 3.1. I'm trying to build a lineup here. So I have Allen, Gabe Davis, Rashid, because we both wanted Ridley and Rashid right here. Or Shaheed, I'm sorry. I put Kincaid with Allen, and then I got the Chiefs defense. So we have almost 6K to build 2 running backs and a flex. So I was just trying to throw out a lineup for the viewers.
Oh,
so
like
what are you thinking? Huh?
Let's see here. Like people I didn't pick already?
No, like, if we have 2 running backs and a flex that we need to fill in. So I was just trying to build like a random lineup for the viewers.
Sorry, I can't see very well, man.
Okay, so we have we could put your boy Henry in at 6.4.
Yeah, you have to play Henry today. That's like
then
I know he'll be high owned today, but like he's a must in my opinion.
And then maybe Ford can save you some salary, and that leaves us with 5.9K for a flex. So
and then
we could.
I mean, honestly, I would say Jaylen Warren, even though I'm against him and I don't want to. But he's going against the Bengals, man, and they have a new OC in the Steelers country.
Yeah.
If the new OC has any brains whatsoever, guys like him, like Matt Canada and Arthur Smith, go run a team together in high school so you can ruin their teams instead of a professional team, man. Like,
I actually like that.
What are we doing? Why are we not playing the better players in football? What the hell, dude? Like, why does that have to be asked of the public to be like, oh, well, Najee Harris was a first-round pick, so we have to play him. Jaylen Warren's an undrafted free agent. Who gives a crap? I want my team to win. Like, if I'm a Steelers fan, I would be just like banging the doors down left. I'm so glad that Kyle is not a moron and he actually knows. Because I love that Kyle said at the beginning of the year, like, oh, we're gonna give Christian McCaffrey like a little break here and there. It's like, nah, dude, that dude's playing. Like you put your best player on the field always. You know what I mean? So
I mean, I like that. I like that pick a lot, dude. At 5.4. I mean, they did say he's the RB1 now, and he's been balling, bro. Like, look at this: 8 yards per carry, 6.7, 14.3. Like, he's just doing it, bro. And then that will leave us with 6,100, so we could play James Conner, like you said. So there's a lineup right there: Josh Allen, Henry, Warren, Gabe Davis, Rashid, or Shaheed. I always say Rashid. Shaheed, Ridley, Kincaid, Conner, and Chiefs. There you go, baby. Play that up. See what you win some money. I'm gonna throw it in a tournament. See what happens. You know what I'm saying? That's what we like to do here. We try to win you some money.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
You got to share though.
Yeah, put $1 on it, right? What's there to lose? Just throw $1 in on it. Shout out to my guys in the chat and the gals in the chat, man. Appreciate y'all hanging out with Knipe and I, man. Week 12, man. We only have 6 more weeks, and then playoff time.
And then Niners go to the Super Bowl. It's great.
Oh, great. Yeah, I mean, honestly, they could. Maybe the Packers can finally beat you in the playoffs if we squeak in there. You know what I'm saying? Just squeak in there.
Dude, if you guys remotely sniff the playoffs to face us, oh buddy boy.
I'm not watching it with you. I'm not watching
playing
with
at
you.
our home field. Oh,
I'm not watching with you. No, it's not gonna happen. And me and Knipe's teams already handled business, so we just chilling. We rooting for some fantasy implications, some DraftKings today. Whoever team did not play on Thanksgiving or Black Friday, good luck to your team. Good luck on DraftKings fantasy. Just have a fun day. You know what I'm saying? It's Sunday. Appreciate you, Knipe. My guy always with me. Ace popped in for a little bit. Appreciate you, Ace. Sir. I'll see you in a little bit, Knipe. We're gonna be watching the games together.
Y'all take care. Appreciate y'all for watching.
Yes, sir. And I'll be back tomorrow. I don't know if I'll be doing the Vikings and Bears game or I might be doing some NBA. I don't know, but I will be live tomorrow. Regardless, I'll do something tomorrow. So I appreciate y'all. God bless. It's always love, peace, chicken grease here on Max Coverage TV, baby. Good luck. It's game day. Peace.